Beaders, welcome to Beachside Bead Boutique. My name is Jerry. Today we are creating this wild, earthy, chaotic boho bracelet stack inspired by Serengeti Safari collection from Bargain Bead Box. These bracelets feel like little treasures collected across a desert adventure with warm gemstone tones, tribal inspired details, rustic charms, and of course a little beachside chaos mixed in. We're making 3 completely unique bracelets that still work beautifully together as a stack. And I'll show you how I balance random organic elements while still keeping everything cohesive and wearable. So grab your beads, embrace the chaos, and let's get beading. Okay, beaders, and the items that you're going to need to create this bracelet stack, and I'm going to call this bracelet stack Savanna Soul Stack. Okay, so you are going to need some scissors. I have a ruler. I have gold jump rings. You will need flush cutters, round nose pliers, bent nose pliers, and needle nose pliers. I have 0.8 millimeter stretch cord. You can use whatever stretch cord you have, but the thicker the better. Whatever your beads will fit onto. And then also I have some gold head pins. And then also I'm going to use the beads from the Bargain Bead Box Serengeti Safari collection and the charms. So grab your tools and your beads and let's get beading to create the Savanna Soul bracelet stack. Okay, so first I'm going to take my stretch cord and I'm going to cut a nice length of piece. I never really measure, I just kind of eyeball it and cut a piece bigger than what I know I'm going to need, because you do have to string your beads and have enough room to be able to tie your knot, and you don't want to struggle tying your knot. So it's better to have more than enough. Okay, so I cut my piece, and I'd say this is probably about a 13-inch long piece. Okay, and then what you want to do with stretch cord is always pre-stretch. Give it a nice little stretch, and this is to prevent premature sagging and breaking, because the weight of the beads will cause a gap in the stretch cord if it's not properly stretched. And then as you can see, the stretch cord, it almost doubles in size after you pre-stretch it. So if you didn't pre-stretch it, so just imagine the weight of the beads then causing that stretch in your bracelet. So then you'll go and have, a big gap over, a little bit of time that will happen. So it's just best to pre-stretch. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, I don't really string in any kind of a pattern. So today is not going to be any different. So it's going to be just kind of a random, just, nothing really specific. So that's why I went ahead and just laid out pretty much all of the beads, because I probably will use them. And just follow along. I'm not really going to tell you, what I'm stringing. And you can check out my video for the Bargain Bead Box Serengeti Safari unboxing. And then I also made a necklace. So if you see that video or you have Bargain Bead Box, then you know these beads. So I'm just going to go ahead and start stringing. Actually, I think I'm going to make this the center. And then I'm just going to go ahead and string on both sides. And I went and grabbed some of these gold flat spacers that I want to use as well. And I believe I got these from Amazon, and if I can find them, I will link them for you, as well as everything else that I use, and I will link that in my description box. And you could also check out my Amazon storefront for all my favorite boho jewelry supplies. And I'm going to make my bracelet about 7.5 inches long. That is the length that I like it, because I like mine nice and loose. And of course, you could make yours smaller or larger, and you will need to adjust your beads accordingly for the size that you want. Okay, and this measures right at 7.5 inches. So I am going to go ahead and tie this up. Now you do want to find a bead with a large hole at the end, because you want to be able to hide your bead in that hole. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a bead reamer and then ream the last bead to make the hole a little bit larger. So that way, hopefully the knot will be able to hide in that bead. But be very careful, because you don't want to break the bead. So you just need to go pretty slow. And do it on both sides. Because if you do it too rough, the bead will shatter from the inside and then split. Okay, now we're going to tie this. So I'm going to go under one time, pull it. Then I'm going to go twice. Pull it tight. And then one more time, pull it tight. And then 2 times, pull. And then I'm going to pull the cord apart, and I'm going to hold the knot with one finger as I pull with the other hand. So I'm holding the knot down, and then I'm going to do that with the other side. So hold the knot and pull the cord. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my brush on glue and brush it right on top of the knot. And that is before I cut the cord, because I don't want to lose the knot. So I'm going to go ahead and brush the glue on first. Separate your beads. And then cut your cord close to your knot. Don't cut your knot. There we go. Oh, almost. Okay, you could cut your cord a little bit more. Yes, very cute. I like the fit. It fits really good. Okay, so here is our first bracelet. And I'm calling this one Sunbaked Safari because of the rusty reds and the crystals. It looks like a sunset over the savannas. And I really love the red with the gold and the crystals. Okay, so for the next one, we are going to create a bead, a fabric bead. So I'm going to use this wood bead as a base, and I've done this once before. And then I'm going to use my cheetah fabric. It's the same one that I used in the necklace that I did for the Serengeti Safari when I did the reveal. But yes, I mean, this is perfect. It's a perfect fabric to go with this collection here. What I'm actually going to do is put these finger protectors on, and that is this, and I got this from Amazon, and I will link this for you. I use these whenever I use glue, Mod Podge and stuff, and I'm using to kind of paint how we're going to do today, so I don't mess up my fingers. I also use this for when I do the hot glue gun, so I don't get burned, or same thing, get glue all over my fingers. And it comes in several shapes and sizes, so it'll fit, you know, all your fingers. So yeah, I really like this, and I do use it, like I said, when I am being messy, I guess you could say, so I don't get a mess all over myself. Okay, so I have my bead here, and this is a wood bead, and I bought these from Amazon. So it's this shape. Of course, you can use a different shape if you want to. Okay, so I'm just going to take a paintbrush and just paint glue right on my little bead here, so I could attach the fabric to this. And just coat the Mod Podge on the bead really well, just so the fabric will stick. And now I'm going to take my fabric, which I should have had this cut too, but I didn't. So, all right, let me just cut a piece. And now I'm just going to take the fabric and stick it to my bead. And it doesn't even have to be nice. I mean, it could just be kind of, doesn't have to be lined up perfectly or anything like that. And I'm just going to coat the Mod Podge on the fabric as well. And then you can cut the excess fabric off. Just want to make sure the fabric sticks really well. So just, you know, coat it with the Mod Podge, make sure it sticks. And what I'm going to do, I have these little rivets here. Little gold rivets, and I'm going to use these for the end. So I'm just going to get this tucked down pretty well before I stick those on. You want to make sure you keep your hole open so you could string it on your cord. So you don't want to block the hole. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I like it. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and take these rivets and stick it on either side. Now they will go in there because I did get it in there once before. Have to do a little pounding here, sorry. Yes. Okay, that worked. Now we'll do the other side. So just stick it in there as best as you can, and then find something to hammer it down with gently. Okay, so now we have a fabric covered bead. And I really like this, and it looks perfect with this collection. And of course you could do this with any kind of fabric. So yeah, I really like that. So I will probably do more in the future. Okay, so now for the next bracelet, let me go ahead and get the stretch cord ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my cord cut and pre-stretched. And again, I'm just stringing in really no particular pattern. Okay, this is definitely big enough. Okay, so this is a good length for me. And I'm going to go ahead and tie this. Now I decided to put this bead, the bead that I made, coated in fabric, at the end, because that way I know the knot is going to fit inside this bead. So So I'm just tying it the exact same way as I did with the first one. All right, hold the knot down and pull the cord. Yes, so cute. Okay, and then go ahead and take the glue and brush it on the knot. Okay, and then go ahead and cut your cord. Here we go. Yes. Love it. Oh, love them. So pretty. And I'm calling the second one Wild Terrain because of all the animal print and the animal focal. It's giving major safari road trip vibes. Okay, got my cord cut and pre-stretched. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward you now, and I'll just continue to show you what I have as I go. Yep. Okay, I don't like this. I'm going to take this off. Okay, let's see how this lion looks next to this bead though when we close it. I don't know if that's gonna look right. Okay, so this is my pattern. So see, I changed some things around. So I put this next to the lion and then the same one on the other end, just so then the lion will be surrounded by that, so it will sit better. This lion definitely has some weight to it. It's a kind of a heavy bead. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tie it up just how we've been doing. Yes, we got the king of the jungle. All right, let's go ahead and put our glue on. There we go. Yes, perfect. Yes. One that I made, and then the second one, and then the last. Oops, but that's the wrong way. Put line the right way. So pretty. We got enough sparkle, enough beautiful gold separating everything. This is so shimmery. Really love it. Such a nice set and so easy. Okay, now we're going to add some chaos clusters. So I already have some chaos clusters that I made for the necklace when I did the unboxing video. So I'm just going to use some of these, and I will show you how I made them. You can use wire or you can use a head pin. Actually, we'll just go ahead and use some gold head pins. So I'm just going to put on whatever bead. There's no particular pattern. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers a little bit above the top bead. And then I'm going to bend this toward me. And then bend that top back around the top loop. And I'm going to take my round nose pliers out and then reposition to the bottom. So now see, we have our loop forming here. And then I'm going to take the wire and cross it over the wire that the beads are on. So see, there's our loop. And then straighten out your wire. And then just go ahead and wrap this wire. So the shorter wire gets wrapped around the longer wire. And I don't make neat wraps. I just haphazardly wrap because that's how I like to do it. And then you can straighten out your loop. And then cut your end with flush cutters. And then take your pliers and smash down your sharp edge. So just like that. Like I said, I already have a few of them made. And I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more, and then I'll be right back, and we're going to attach them to our bracelet stack. Okay, so I made some more chaos clusters. So we have all these, and I actually don't think I'm going to put any on this one. So this one I'm just going to leave like this, and this is going to be the one that's going to be at the top of the wrist anyway. So The clusters will look best on this one for sure because this is going to be at the bottom. So that way all the dangles will just kind of, you know, hang on your wrist and your hand. So we'll add some to this one and some to this one. So I have some gold jump rings that I'm going to use to attach these. And this is how you open and close a jump ring. So you just want to go up and down like that. So separate your beads and get to the cord, and then go ahead and add your jump ring to the cord. And then I'm going to add one of my chaos clusters. And then I'm going to close this up. So like that. I'm going to add one here. Yes, that's cute. And I'm going to go ahead and add two on this side. Yes. Love it. Yes. With this one, maybe I'll just put it on one side. Maybe. Let's see. Just on this side of the lion. And I'm going to finish adding chaos clusters to this bracelet on just the one side of the lion. And then I'm going to come back and show you what I have. Okay, so this is the finished bracelet. And I'm going to call this one Desert Nomad because of all the chunky stones and the little charms feel like collected treasures. So I really, really like it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do with this one? Okay, so that looks good. I think we'll leave it just like that. Okay, so with this one, I'm going to add one of those little giraffe charms. All right, I'm going to separate right here. My little giraffe. Yes, and that is so cute. Just the little giraffe, just like that. Perfect. So if you just wanted to wear this one by itself, you still have just that little decorative touch. Yes, perfect. Beautiful beads. I love this collection. So nice. And I love the addition of the fabric bead that we made. And all the chaos clusters, of course. Okay, well, let me get everything cleaned up and I'll be right back. Okay, beaders, well, here is our Savanna Soul bracelet stack using the Serengeti Safari bead collection. I absolutely love how this came out. I love, of course, the little giraffe. I love all the chaos clusters, the beautiful beads, and of course, the bead that we made with the cheetah print fabric. It looks just stunning. I love how earthy, adventurous, and collected these bracelets feel. Each one has its own personality, but together they create this layered boho story that feels perfectly wild and wearable. Let me know in the comments which bracelet is your favorite. Desert Nomad, Wild Terrain, or Sunbaked Safari. And if you enjoyed this kind of chaotic boho jewelry tutorial, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the creative beachside community here at Beachside Bead Boutique. And remember, let's keep it messy, let's keep it boho, and as always, let's keep beading. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.